from the pit stop fracker. Talk to me, bruv. What is going on?
I missed you all, man. I was away. I missed 3 race weekends, but I'm back. Back for what? 10 races in 14 weeks. Let's see what McLaren can do in that time, man. Let's see what gains we can make.
Are we ready, man? It's been mental, bro. Like, you've been away, man. You've been away for a piece. You know what I'm saying? You want to share with the people.
I missed the good stuff.
You missed the good stuff as well. That's what I'm saying.
I was there for when we were losing. We were like 17th. I wasn't there for podiums.
No, for real. Like you went away, and then all of a sudden we were just kicking up further and further. Like we were performing like crazy. You even had to come back on one of the streams just because you had to be. You know, once the Chrome came back, you know what I'm saying. Then things kicked off. I know you don't want to hear that, but nonetheless, after that, it seems like we've been fairly decent. Man, what a last couple of races it was before the summer break and into the summer break as well. We've seen the team been talking a little bit. You know what I'm saying? Shout out to Zach Brown. But what you been saying, man? What's been going on? How come you've been away for a piece and you know you're back here now and we're ready to rock and roll?
Yeah, I had to go away and go get married. You know what I mean? Married.
Yeah, bro, see the ring, cuz I see the ring. I see the ring.
I had to do all of that. So I had to take some time away from Formula One, but yeah, we're here now, and we're obviously back to the grind. Been watching McLaren from afar. Obviously, I've still been making my comments here and there because I had to watch races back. I couldn't watch them live and stuff.
Yeah,
but like I said, look, them upgrades were upgrading, but
that's it.
They were upgrading, man, and I feel like we're on the right path in terms of development for us to make a jump like that.
Yeah,
in front of our competitors as well. So. Let's see what we can do, because when you really think about it, it's only still 75% of an upgrade.
Imagine that.
The thing ain't finished yet. And there's another major upgrade after that.
See, this is where it's all getting a bit mad. You know what I'm saying? Listen, first of all, congratulations. You know what I'm saying?
Thank you.
We see the chrome. Yeah, ironically, you got the chrome on the finger. We see the hints. But yeah, I got the carbon fiber. You got the chrome. I see how it is, bro. It's all good. Yeah, but congratulations to you and yours. And yeah, man, he's back on the table, people. And you lot have been missing him and wanting him to show some love back. So he's back in full force. And yeah, we are going to be talking about this McLaren that's rocked up so far over the new season. Let's get into the comment section. I want to big up to everybody that is currently watching, that is live. TSJ, awesome. Yeah, man, we are back. Yes, indeed. We are back. Gel though.
What are you trying to say? Them speeding charges.
Listen, well, let's make it happen, man. Whatever it takes. That's all I can say about that. I've said people showing love, of course. Welcome back, says as well. Drea saying hello, guys. Glad you are back.
Hello.
You know, he's back in full effect, people. Shout out to Z. You know what I'm saying? Amon, sup, boys. Welcome back as well to Mahad. And congratulations from Z as well. The people are congratulating you.
Thank you.
They're congratulating you. Hope you had a great time. Listen, he was like P. Diddy, man. This guy was out. Yeah, he was outside. I
was on the beach somewhere. You know what I mean?
Exactly. Shout out to Alex as well. But yeah, listen, we're back from the summer break. A quiet one, wouldn't you say, for the Formula One kind of normally the silly season, normally where things kind of kick off. It's very quiet, in my opinion.
I think very, very quiet in terms of like what the kind of moves around F1 and what's been going on. I think we ain't been quiet.
No.
I think we've been in the media a lot. And I get a bit nervous when we talk too much. Like Zach Brown's talking every 5 seconds, and I'm like, please. We were the headline once again in the summer with the whole Alex Palou situation, saying I ain't racing for you lot in IndyCar. So, and he did it last year as well, saying he weren't going to race with Chip Ganassi last year. So
yes,
that's been going on. I'm really like Palou, like don't want you anyway, mate. Type of vibe right now.
See ya.
If you want to be involved, this guy has basically snaked his own management as well. So so once again, McLaren holding the headlines. I feel like we've been teased a little bit because it's like, oh look, McLaren's got good again, and then the races just stop.
Yeah. It almost feels like We need a little something. You know what I mean? We needed to keep that momentum going, and hopefully.
And I'm like, why? I need to see a car on track right now. But now I'm nervous again, and I'm thinking, what's going on here? What's happening? What kind of? Just because I feel like, there were positives from Belgium. Obviously, Oscar P2.
Yeah.
The kind of performances in the wet dry conditions, but the straights absolutely destroying us once again.
Yeah.
Not even having that that rear wing that we need for those straights. Hopefully that comes.
We didn't have you on. What was your thoughts on the idea and the thought process? I mean, I know this is old school news now, but just the idea that we rocked up with the wing we had, where it works for the wet, but it did not work when it was a dry sesh.
You got to pick your poison, because if the part is not there, if we do, I'm hearing the wing does not exist.
Well,
so if it does not exist, what can you do? You have to just pick your poison. At the end of the day, we still got points out of it. So I can't really, and we would have got double points on the Sunday if Oscar didn't have his situation. So
true.
I still take some positives out of it, but I feel like we've got a lot of strengths with this car. We just need to sort out the straights, and we've got to sort out the slow corners. And we might be really, really on for something in Zandvoort. Yeah, I'm looking directly at Zandvoort. I'm looking directly at Suzuka as something special could happen.
I mean, Andrea Stella was saying, like, we're definitely gonna have a solution for Monza. So I take it Monza won't be off the cards just yet. It looks like there's still something on, especially post Spa. He was obviously not happy and said, we cannot turn up to Monza like this.
We'll finish last. if we listen, we're dead. I'm being deadly serious. We'll finish last if we don't have that rear wing sorted out. Like
it's not sorted.
We don't have that rear wing, that specific track specific rear wing. We need that, yeah.
Oh my god!
I feel like if we're talking just straight trajectory, it looks like we'll be the closest to Red Bull if Red Bull don't take another step further. Because I really feel like the pinch of whatever penalty they do have is going to happen now.
Right.
Because they're going to have to prioritize next year, or they're going to be absolutely nowhere next year. So I feel like a lot of key things happened earlier in the season. If we're just talking about it on a whole, about the mid-season review, if we're just talking about in general, about how McLaren's ups and downs have been, I feel like we came into the season understanding, look, we ain't there. We knew from the launch, we ain't there. We even spoke to Tomo. Tomo was at the launch. Tomo said everybody was just grim. They knew Arguan already.
Yeah.
They knew the situation, that this is not the car that we want to start the year with. It's literally an undeveloped version of the car from last year. We're not going to really do anything with this. And coming into that, I feel like Stella straight away knew this isn't the way I want to do things. This is the way Seidel was doing it. He wasn't really preoccupied about what's going on in the factory, what's happening with anything in terms of the technical aspects of things. I'm going to focus on that. Let me put the people that were kind of overlooked in terms of car development, and let's put them in positions of power and positions of meaning so they can really put their influence on the car. So we're talking about using the internal expertise of Peter Pedromo, putting in Neil Oakley involved. Clearly, he's somebody that's won championships with ground effect cars. People that were really talents in their own right that weren't really being utilized within the organization. And I remember watching something quite a while back saying that, I think it was Peter Windsor or something like that, saying certain names were already in McLaren that were not being used, that know about this ground effect stuff. So why are you promising? So just using those internal sources. And that's what's happened. And obviously, I feel like people feel like stuff should happen immediately, but it can't happen immediately because you are getting a whole new technical people to design the part, manufacture the part, test it, go on and move it forward. You know what I mean? So it's not really going to be an overnight thing. And it really has taken about a 7-month period, even maybe more, 8, 9, to get that car where it was, to where the first upgrade was in Austria and then the second upgrade in Silverstone. And people are thinking, oh yeah, how can McLaren afford all of this or do all of this? They stopped making the car in September. They were making the car that came in Austria back in last year after Singapore. So I expect more to come. I expect more gains to come, more development to come from this. It looks like we've got it right in terms of maybe the development path of what we're doing, and we're kind of mirroring what Red Bull has done in terms of ground effect cars. We might be exactly where maybe Red Bull was last year, so we've got a little bit of catch up to do. But let's see where Stella and the team kind of push forward with these upgrades. Now I feel like whenever an upgrade comes, we're gaining 2/10 minimum.
Well, what a difference a year makes, because you look at what you're referring to this time last year, September time and whatnot. We just knew we were in big trouble for the following season. But how about this quote from Zach Brown, where he says, he believes the team has no more big holes to fix, and now everything is in place to win championships following major infrastructure upgrades. In quotes, our 2024 car is already in the works, and is already in the works with not all of our current infrastructure. And then there's another quote whereby he says, we will have everything we need by January 1st to be a world championship team. Yeah. January.
Okay, what does that mean? What does that mean? Because people are going to interpret that as the 2024 car should be the championship car. But what he's saying is by the 1st of January 2024, when Rob Marshall and David Sanchez and all those people come in, then we should have all the prerequisites we need to have a 2025 championship winning car. That's how I interpret that. People are going to run with the 2024 car.
I look at the 2025. You're right, because as you say, people are not even in place yet until the 1st of January. So I think so. He says we have people coming in, which will be another contributor to performance. So it's going to be interesting. He says that, the 2024 car is ready to go. Like, we're ready to go with that. And my point was that, from this time last year to not being ready to go for 2023 to now be like, we're in August and we're good to go. This seems like, at some stage we're going to be left with no excuses but to perform, but to show up and be like, here we are now. We're here to knock on every single door. I mean, look, 2023 B spec car has done what it's done this season so far. And yet 2024, the podiums must be at a minimum almost, depending on what other teams do around us.
I believe the podium should be a minimum next year. If we look at what we've done this year, out of nowhere, we've kind of set the bar now. So if that car, 2024 car, is now solely being worked on in the wind tunnel, that means the majority of that car has been made in that wind tunnel. So therefore, the actual physical infrastructure is there. Obviously, the technical people are not there, but the technical people that are there have made this car. Made this B-spec. So there should be a minimum expectation that we should be up there competing in the grid. But it really depends on what our progress is in relation to others. Will we see a big jump from Mercedes? Will we see a big jump from Ferrari? Will we see a big jump from Aston Martin equivalent to ours that we've made this year, next year? Because you're only as good as your competition, right? We can say, we should be a podium contender and stuff, and we should make that really big progress in 2024. But what about everybody else?
Yeah, spot on. That's the only concern I've got in the back of my mind is that, remember Aston Martin once upon a time were a team that you couldn't find. And now, the way that they ended last season was improving. And then the way they began this year was just like, what the hell has gone on here? Now they're a little bit, they've made a few, I feel like they've made a few bad turns in terms of their latest upgrades or minor things anyway. And whether they'll come back to form, I don't know. Or, I wouldn't be surprised if we did see them back, if I'm honest.
I would say that's a good point that you made about Aston Martin making a wrong turn with the upgrades. Like, I think McLaren are very reluctant to bring out upgrades too soon until they calibrate it well and feel like that this is going to be the one, because what McLaren don't want to be doing is wasting money in the cost cap era on upgrades that don't work.
Absolutely.
So that's why I remember Andrea Stella saying this, like, listen, if we bring an upgrade, it has to work. There's no excuse. Because the cost cap implications of not having an upgrade that does not work is catastrophic. And that's what Aston Martin have done. They brought out upgrades that do not work. So therefore, you've just wasted money.
Money's just been blown away.
Technically, they've actually gone a little bit backwards. So I feel like I'd rather, there was a lot of people trying to rush, saying, "Oh no, McLaren needs to bring an upgrade in Hungary. We need to bring it in Belgium and so on." I was quite happy when they said, "Oh, we're going to bring it after summer break." But that means, listen, we don't want to waste this upgrade. We're not really too sure on it. Let's keep working on it. Let's see what's going on.
Keep working on it.
And I'd rather it be focused that way and have them having a proper understanding of what we're dealing with right now and what kind of car we got, and being quite methodical in terms of the upgrades and the kind of development curve of the car.
Yeah,
I do think like they need to do. I feel like they do need to stop though, because I don't want to look. This is gonna sound crazy. I don't want us to perform too well. In
what you mean?
In the sense that this year I don't want them to perform too well, because right now we're what, 5th in the constructors.
Yeah,
I don't want us to go ended up like 2nd or 3rd, because I'd rather that 2024 car get as many upgrades and wind tunnel time as possible early next year. Obviously, it's already benefited because where we are now. So the next 6 months now, or the next 5 months, that car's going to be in there. It's going to be in there getting all the time it needs, more over Red Bull, over Mercedes, over Ferrari, over even Alpine as well. But when it comes to the start of next year, I want to be able to have a little bit of wind tunnel time to play with. You get
exactly. No, listen, I'm bang on. I'm of that same vein, but trust the process. Yeah, the 76ers, man. I hear it. Thank you.
Where do you think we're going to finish this year? Well, listen, let's have a look at the points.
I'm looking at the points now. So McLaren in 5th with 103 points, Ferrari in 4th with 191, Aston Martin 196 in 3rd, Mercedes 247. Alpine 57 in 6th place. So
Mercedes is unachievable.
I think Mercedes is definitely unachievable. I think Mercedes can. 3rd is potential. I think people in the comments here. I'll get to the rest of the comments as well a bit later. But 3rd is possible, says Alex. I think.
Let us know in the chat where you think
we're 90 points behind Aston Martin and Ferrari, right? I think 4th is probably the ceiling, only because you've got to make 2 teams not qualified with points, as well as us gaining. We have to have 2 teams.
I think 100-point gains are achievable, but that's really just hoping on Aston Martin's downfall and Ferrari faltering, continuing to fall.
Yeah, exactly. No, exactly. So, personally, I genuinely see us finishing 5th if I had to guess right now, but a much closer 5th than where we are now. I'd say that much. I mean, there's 10 races to go. So
I think 5th because the damage is done already. Unless we start doing stuff like winning races.
Yeah, we've got to win.
That's where you get the big bucks. That's where you get the big bucks points wise.
You got to win races and have double podiums on a consistent basis. I mean, Drea says here we might get Aston, maybe Ferrari, but it'll be very close. Alex is saying Ferrari's too inconsistent and Aston is consistently S. I mean, it depends what kind of teams turn up this weekend.
Yeah, no, because Ferrari's got potential of just blowing us out the water whenever they want.
They can, exactly. So,
and they do it in races as well, where they just randomly they're fast. I mean, but they're inconsistent, like Alex just said.
The last race, right? Belgium. Where was Leclerc's 3rd come from? Where did that come from?
Yeah, exactly. When you think about where Ferrari were like the races before, what the hell did they just get further? I know it.
And I think, correct me if I'm wrong, you got a podium in Austria. Was it Austria?
He was second, yeah.
He was second somewhere where I was like, well, he shouldn't be anywhere near here. What's he doing there? We can catch Ferrari and Aston, I believe, says Amon. Z says, I think 4th is where we'll be. I think 4th is the ceiling, if I'm honest, but I do think we'll finish 5th. If we can fully fix the low downforce tracks, then 3rd, but probably 4th. Go ahead.
I think it's going to be Ferrari 3rd, McLaren 4th.
Yeah,
that's the one's going to fall off a cliff.
That's what I would agree with that. That's what I would agree with. I'd say Ferrari will finish above Aston Martin. I mean, they're only 4-5 points behind Aston Martin. Now consider the season Aston Martin have had, and consider the season Ferrari have had. 5 points separates those 2 teams. Now I get
outrageous.
Listen, people will say Stroll. Excuse me, why is he still in this team, right? And That's purely on that basis. I think Lance Stroll is the reason for this deficit being so small, and the reason why they're nearly 100 points behind Mercedes. That's not fair. 50 points behind Mercedes. So at the end of the day, but then again, they could come back with a rocket again second half of this season. They could just turn up and be like, bang, off we go. But
I feel like the timing of us coming with a rocket is better than I feel like teams don't just come through with rockets right now. No, they're thinking about next year now, man. We did it at the very latest point. I feel like Singapore's the last point. If you don't come through with a crazy upgrade in Singapore, it's done. Everybody's thinking about next year, man. That run after Singapore,
yeah.
If you're trying to bring upgrades, you're not bringing upgrades then, unless you're in the championship.
Alex says, but in Silverstone, the two Ferraris were in between two Williams. I hear that. True.
Inconsistent.
I hear that. Go on, sorry.
Inconsistent.
They are inconsistent. And that's just the concern and the worry, really and truly. Scoop on Football, big up yourself, says McLaren will finish ahead of Aston Martin. I mean, Team Fernando Alonso, 2 heads are better than 1. Yeah, if Aston Martin do finish in 5th, heads will have to roll there. And somebody's got to have a conversation with Lawrence regarding Lance. Like, it just has to be the case.
Basically, your son's cost us $1 million.
There you go.
In constructors' money.
There you go.
He did the same. He did the same thing in was it 20? What was that year that we beat them last minute? 2019? No, 2020. No, it's 2020, man.
2020. But mind you, us being in that fight in the first place was a bit scandalous, man. Because
that was fake. But what I'm saying is, like, he cost them 3rd in the constructors.
Yeah, true. Standardly. Drea says, I'd be happy with 5th if we can get close to 4th with points. But yeah, Stroll might be the reason we get Aston Martin if the upgrades don't work like in the beginning of the season. Yeah. It depends. I wonder what Fernando's been smoking over the summer break, because you just never know.
He's given up, man. I mean, I
do you think
the way he's speaking? He's just.
Do you think? Yeah.
On to next season, man. He's just happy to be competing. Podiums.
Yeah.
Remember, he's been through trauma at McLaren, man.
He has
he's
been
just happy
indeed.
To be here.
He has been indeed. Let me go through the rest of these comments that people have mentioned earlier. Pick up everyone that's watching right now. There's loads of you. Smash a like on this video. And make sure you subscribe to the channel. If you like Formula 1 content like this, if you like McLaren, listen, do yourself a favor. Tell another McLaren fan to tell another one. Alex says, we ready for double podium in Zandvoort? Hey, Alex is always very, very strong, very comfortable, very optimistic. He's confident, man.
I'm nervous, man.
Are we ready?
Don't give me hope.
Are we ready?
Don't give me hope.
We are straight up winning in Qatar. He's got
in Qatar. The high-speed corners we are eating. That's our MotoGP track. We're eating well. The funny thing is, in high-speed corners, we are better than Red Bull. Not by a little bit, by a large margin.
That's astonishing. Red Bull shouldn't be anywhere near this. We shouldn't be anywhere near the conversation. I thought. I
just feel like when it comes to Zandvoort, I feel like the slow corners are going to get us, man.
Yeah, Zandvoort, I need to look at that track again. I feel like because it's still new.
It's got high speeds.
I don't know it well, but I'll be all over practice 1 and, like a rash. Don't you worry, because the deprived Formula 1 content I've had has been outrageous. So I'm going to be all over it.
I just need Max Verstappen to DNF, man.
Can we get one DNF? God. Can we get one?
Just please let your engine blow, man. What is Honda cooking? Honda went from blowing up engines every 3 races to this. I can't even believe what I'm witnessing.
Honestly, it's astonishing, man. It's astonishing.
It's making me sick, and I'm thinking we could have had a Honda engine, man.
We could have had what video was I watching? I was watching a content creator, somebody mentioning about, bad relationships that have ended, sort of like wrong decisions made by teams in Formula 1. And they brought up McLaren and Honda. And it was like, do you know what? Like the thought of like our relationship with them ending the way it did. And they were sort of saying like this, Honda were always going to get it right. And the argument they were making was like, if McLaren had just stuck it out, they would have been reaping the benefits that Red Bull have. And the fact that Red Bull's benefits are not just championships, but the Red Bull powertrains. Like, that's what makes it even worse.
Red Bull got to do that because they have a second team to test the engine on. We can't be the test team.
True that. No, true that. They do.
But regardless, let's not talk about
By
that.
the way, what do you think what do you think AlphaTauri's new name will be next season? If you was to hazard a guess.
I think Hugo Boss Racing. I don't understand this Bulls thing. Hugo Boss Bulls. What the hell are they talking about? Chicago Bulls. What
you think? I mean, why is Hugo Boss such a heavy, strong link? Why is that going to be the title?
I don't understand what's the link between Hugo Boss and Formula One. Obviously, I know that we have a long history of having fashion brands in Formula One.
Yeah, and Mercedes.
But just sell the team to Andretti, man. What are we doing here? I'm tired of this, man.
The nonsense, man. Let's cut the nonsense.
Let's have another race team here, man.
No, for real. Give us another one. Just give us another one. Avon says, I want that Oscar podium so bad. I'm telling you, you're not the only one, my friend.
I need that, man.
You need
that Belgium was Fugazi, man. That's not even a real one.
It's not even. They don't even go on a podium, bro. They just stand on the floor. All the
same like a medal
height.
Or something.
All the same height. Like, you know what I mean? He will get a podium this year. Mark my words, he'll get a podium this year for sure. Drea saying, I think Stella and the team did it the right way. We started on the back foot. They had a plan, communicated it clearly, and got to work. And now it looks very promising. I mean, the whole scope of what's happened in the last 12 months, you have to say, hats off to McLaren for getting to this stage. To even bring it to this point, you think, because I never thought this would happen in a million years.
No, but remember what he was saying. You even said it yourself. You said, I like what Stella's saying.
He talked a good game. Let's be very clear. He always talked a good game. And at the end of the day, like it's always the hope that kills. So he spoke a good game where it was like, this is a man who knows what he's talking about. He's well versed in Formula One, all the experience you could think of. So you would understand that, okay, yeah, you know what, I can trust and rely on this guy's word, but I need to see some product out of it, because what I've had to watch and witness, because I thought Seidel was the man, them ones. I thought Seidel was the man once upon a time. So I've been here and I've been burnt before, but what I'm seeing here, my goodness, what we've seen, even from Zach, like, to be fair, we've never really called Zach out that much because Zach's been doing what a CEO does.
He gets the sponsors, he hires the right people, and he does his thing.
We've signed like 100 sponsors since Miami last year.
We signed every sponsor apart from McLaren Fan TV, Zach.
Yes, sir. Hello, Zach. You know what I'm saying? We're here. Yeah, Zach is using his skills to bring back new, he says TSJ also.
Oh, yeah, did you see that?
I haven't seen this. What's going on here with Newey?
There's a photo between. Go on our Twitter page, you'll see it. A photo, basically, they're having dinner and they got McLaren. Got him wearing a McLaren hat.
I saw that. I mean, listen, a man can dream. You know them ones. A guy can dream.
He still lives around. He still lives near McLaren.
But does he still use pen and paper? Because I'm hearing that's how man still designs, bro. That is long.
I heard he designed the RB18 on the back of a fag packet.
On a Henson and Bedges.
Right after AD21. He was on a plane. Quick design.
He went straight there. Honestly, man. Honestly. Drea says, and the 2024 car is in the new wind tunnel already. All things in place. I have high hopes for the future. You have every right to be high. You have every right to have high hopes.
Should I be a Debbie Downer?
Go on.
I think the one thing that we need to work on is the management of Oscar and Lando and the kind of strategy and dealing with that. That's the next step. If we feel like we've resolved actually having a quick car now, we have two drivers that are actually going to maximize those cars. We're going to be in a scenario where we're going to have to be quite savvy about how we approach races and how we approach Lando and Oscar in terms of strategy.
Yeah.
And I just thinking about the past and stuff like that, I don't feel like we've got the best strategy in the world.
I'm torn with it because there are times when I look at it and think, if they'd done that with Oscar rather than with Lando, would it have been this? But they proved to me time and time again, I know nothing about Formula One. Like there's times when they will go in and fling on the hard tire. Everyone's on softs.
Oh, in Belgium.
Yeah, you know them ones like Belgium. I mean, it was just madness where I was like, what's going on here? And the thing is, I hear you. Like, I think they will deal with that problem when the moment comes. I think you know the two drivers are performing very well with the circumstance they're in. Oscar's a rookie and he's performing in a way that he's a very mature rookie. And I think Oscar's buying that time. He knows there'll be a time when he gets to bite Lando. There will be a time when he bites.
Yeah, and that's where you need to prove your management skills there. Because you can have it one way where you manage the situation well with having two drivers that are up there, or you can go the other way where you got like a Rosberg Hamilton situation.
What would I rather? I don't know what
I'd still be happy that we've got drivers fighting for wins.
That's it.
Fighting for those positions at the end of the day.
Well, give me that Rosberg.
I feel like there's some things we've learned from. I feel like our team doesn't make too many mistakes when it comes to weather.
Sure.
I think Russia 2021 traumatized them.
Oh, God. It's the one that will just stay long in the memory.
I don't see them making that mistake again.
You don't, yeah?
No. And I think they're quite good with the weather thing now, but it's really about, okay, now how did they manage? You're not in a clear 1-2 situation anymore. They did it all right with Carlos Sainz and Lando Norris because they were quite competitive.
Yeah.
Daniel was a non-entity, so he didn't really need to focus on that. And now they have to focus on it again. So let's see what we're doing in it. But yeah, I feel like you can't say to Oscar, oh, let Lando have this win or this podium, or vice versa. Or Lando say to Lando, oh, let Oscar have this. I don't think that's gonna happen. I think Lando's still pissed off about the whole Monzo thing. Not Monzo, Monza. With Ricardo.
Ricardo. Right. Yeah, I mean,
he had to listen to team orders. He could have won.
Yeah, absolutely. See, so I look at that moment and think they know how to handle. So I think this year, had there be there's a point where, you know, Max bins it, DNF, we're in Monza again, or we're in Zandvoort, wherever the case may be, and or Oscar's leading and Lando's second. You know, will they switch the teams? I think they'll tell them to hold. I think they'll tell them to hold.
Hold your position, regardless of who it is.
Regardless who it is, I think they'll tell them
if Lando's in the lead, hold. If Oscar's in the lead, hold.
The only thing that's sticky with Oscar in the lead, is that if he gets a win before Lando, flipping out, that's where it gets messy. It could get messy, but it's a mess I'm willing to take.
I'd rather have those issues than have a slow car. How about that? But Zandvoort, man, I'm excited still.
You're excited? Hey, people, let's get your predictions in regarding the Dutch Grand Prix.
We could do something, man. I feel like we could do something special.
Yeah. Listen, people are.
I'm scared about Mercedes, but that's about it.
Yeah, but Mercedes again, you know, it's Mercedes show you.
Mercedes last year they were doing things in Zandvoort.
Mercedes, they show you that they're, you know, they do well in their sleep. Mercedes. So I don't know, man. I just don't know what Mercedes it is. I just don't know. I'm going to read out these comments. I think you've frozen up, but I'm going to read out these comments anyway. F1 Nation says, I feel like next year we will be a podium contender for about the whole season. I think you're right. I think you're absolutely right. I think we will be a contender for the whole season. It should be podiums minimum, F1 Nation, if we're being honest. It should be podiums at a minimum. So we have to wait and see. We have to wait and see on that one. But yes, let me see here. Yeah, Drea says, I expect them. Yeah, they expect to be there in 2025 car. That was what they said the whole time. But the 2024 car should already be better. Yeah, absolutely, indeed. Hopefully, F1 Nation says, hopefully Oscar and Lando first win next year. Listen, I'm not ruling it out this year yet. I'm not ruling it out. 1-2 DNF.
Imagine
1-2.
Imagine Lando's first win, Oscar's first win, rookie season.
Man's on a Hamilton thing, yeah.
You out. If you follow me on Twitter, I'll never stop tweeting. I promise.
Oh,
if those two things
on like Donkey Kong. Amon says, I saw people saying that Aston Martin started focusing on next year's car. That's why their performance dropped. Tell them they're liars. Tell them they're liars, man. I'm not buying that. It might be the case, but I'm not buying
That's
that.
cap, man. What? They brought this. Matt Crack said they brought upgrade that sent them in the wrong direction. That's what he said, man.
You know what I'm saying? They brought upgrades and they have been flopping the base since. So, I don't know. I ain't having that from Aston Martin. Of course, all teams are hard at work. Our facilities are there earlier than Aston's, but nobody is sleeping, so there are no guarantees whatsoever. You're absolutely correct. Alex is excited for the latter half of this season. Got another upgrade package possibly for Singapore.
What I like is, let me make this abundantly clear, is that this upgrade is in the right direction. The upgrade that we've already got. So if we're building on this upgrade and we're on the right direction, all you're going to do is see more gains of performance.
There you go.
You can't go the wrong way. We're copying Red Bull. The floor is basically the same.
That's it.
And the fact is, we've made this game with just having a similar floor. When we start having a similar suspension to them lot, and remember, we've got exactly the same configuration suspension as these guys, as Red Bull. No other team.
Yeah. Hey.
With a pull rod, push rod. So our ceiling of development seems to be higher than everybody else.
No, it does. It does. It does.
So that other upgrade in Singapore, it's weird because we could be in a position where it's just us and Red Bull competing, but it's a little bit too late, right? In terms of the constructors and stuff like that. But boy, we'll be entertaining. I'll be collecting the podiums. I do not care.
Collection.
Perez is getting dunked on.
Let's do it, man. Let's do it. Amon says, having a look at the calendar, I think most circuits will suit us well. Monza maybe will be a bit of a struggle, but the rest benefits the high.
If we get the wing,
if we get
the rear wing, we are cooking. If we get the same wing as Red Bull, whatever double DRS they're doing, I will be there no matter what. If we got the same for straight line speed as Red Bull,
we will be there.
If you've been developing a rear wing for this long, it better be elite.
Yeah. Look at this about Qatar. We ain't just winning in Qatar. We are lapping everyone. Hey, listen, what drinks is everyone having here? Yeah, Alex and TSJ.
If this is the case, I'm flying to Qatar. Look for tickets right now. Don't play with me.
Tickets getting booked on site. Scoop on Football says McLaren can finish ahead of Ferrari if they are consistently the second fastest car in the second half of the season. I think it's unlikely though. Me too.
I feel like there's a Mercedes or an Aston Martin or a Ferrari make an upgrade and make a good leap. If they don't, that's their failures, man. I can't lie to you.
Really? Okay, go on. Let's hear this. Why'd you say that?
I feel like if those guys, that's all they got, and we've brought one upgrade and they brought multiple upgrades. Remember, Mercedes they got rid of their zero side pods. They brought a big boy upgrade, and then man ain't moved in 30 minutes. They ain't moved in time. They didn't make any progress on it. And obviously, it's a change of evolution. It's quite similar to what we did in Baku, where obviously we changed the floor and everybody was expecting, we're going to gain so much time. All that was a change of direction of floor, and then we developed that floor more. And then when Austria came, we got the real floor. And maybe Mercedes was doing that, but I feel like these guys are throwing a lot of money around, and like Ferrari had a shitload of upgrades and this year, and they've not really moved forward either. And then if we've just done one upgrade, we've leapfrogged them, and we've still got more upgrades to come because those upgrades came from last year. They're not even this year's upgrades. So, and they can't make any more progress. Then they're failing, man.
They are failing. When you put it like that, I think you bang on. Alex says, listen, nothing will ever get me the high I got in Silverstone. Martin's F2 win and McLaren's P2, P4. Listen.
Hey, Silverstone was a wonderful day.
It was a glorious day. It was a glorious weekend. And I got to see some chrome on that car once again. In terms of Zandvoort, people are talking about, the corners. It's about 4 slow corners. I see Dreas mentioned as well.
So they got 4 slow corners?
Yeah.
Yeah, but slow corners, you can lose like 8 tenths, man. If you're crap at the corners. You're finished. If you're not good in a slow corner, you can lose so much time.
Honestly, man.
But there's lots of medium high, like Drea just said. So there are positives there, isn't it?
Yeah,
if it's wet, then we might cook.
Let's see.
I need to see. I need to see a wet start, no more rain, drying track.
Oh,
we're gonna cook. We're gonna dunk on everybody.
Everyone's
all the rain that's happened this year has not been that scenario, apart from that little bit in Monaco.
Yeah,
where it rained and started drying up. Yeah.
I
need to see like heavy rain then drying up. Race. Wet to dry races are elite.
They are elite, to be fair. They are elite. So what, are we better at that than dry to wet?
Dry to wet is just it kind of like puts a dampen on the race, man. I feel like it kind of neutralizes the race a little bit.
Maybe so.
Yeah, that's true. It makes it exciting if people crash out.
Yeah. When they're on the wrong tire for one lap, that's it.
But when it's wet to dry, when everybody starts on inters or something like that. Look at Singapore last year.
Yeah.
If that was a better track, but those rain conditions, the race would bang.
Yeah. Nah, bang on.
And we would survive in those scenarios. Look at us in Monaco. We're the fastest people on the track. This is pre-upgrade. That's driver skill, man.
Yeah. It's straight up. 8 of the 14 corners in Zandvoort are medium to high speeds. 8 out of 14.
8 out of 14. Like I said, those 4 slow speed corners might put 8 temps on us, man.
Yeah.
Might be finished, man.
On the AlphaTauri rename, real quick, Scoop on Football says better Minardi.
I think it should just be called Minardi forever.
Call it Minardi. If they call it Hugo Boss Bulls Racing, I'm just going to call it Bulls Racing. For real. I hear that. So they got a goddamn chocolate bar as a trophy, man. What the F? What's that? The Piastri's P2. They mugged it off, bro. They gave
him a Toblerone, man.
The little Belgian chocolate thing, you know what I'm saying? Hey, yo, the lads are back. Shout out to Nate. You done know we are here. Nate, back again. 2024 is the year we get a new wind tunnel and new staff. You know what I'm saying?
That's what I'm saying. That's the start of something new. We said that last year. I said 2024 is, and then, do you know what? The strategy and everything that's happened and gone into place has been true to it, because they said it in 2022. This is what we're gonna do. Yeah. And they stuck to the plan. So 2024 onwards. We've that 2025 car. I think that launch, man. That launch, yeah. I'm wearing a tuxedo.
Hey, what fresh, yeah.
That 2025 car will be there.
McLaren, let us come to the center, man. Let us come to the MCT, bro. You know what I'm saying? MCT. I always
McLaren Technology Center. Let us be at that 2025 launch, man. Or even 2024. 2025 launch. I'll wear a tuxedo. You think I'm joking?
Mate, it's straight up suit, man.
We're about to see a championship winning car there.
Eamon says, if Oscar wins before Lando, it will be a weird feeling. I know I've started mentioning something there that I don't know. Actual P2, P3 given nothing wrong for Max.
Would it be a weird feeling?
It would,
I'd
man.
Feel gutted for Lando. I'd feel gutted for Lando.
I'd feel gutted for Lando. Like I'm delighted for Oscar, but I'd feel gutted for Lando because I know that there was at least 2 races where they were taken away from him.
3 race wins have been taken away from him, man.
What's the third one?
3. Belgium.
Oh, I can forget Belgium.
Because all they have to do is get through Q3. He's gonna put it on pole. He puts it on pole in the race because of what happened the next day. It would have been the worst first win ever, by the way. 3 laps under a safety car is the worst
3 laps. Yeah, I mean that was such a forgetful.
Even to this day, I say Max. That's not a Max win. I take it off his total.
To this day, yeah.
How's that win?
To this day. Yeah, so P2, P3. People are giving their predictions on Zandvoort. We're going to get our ones as well. People are saying P1, P3.
Bloody hell.
Huh?
Yeah, you might as well say P1, P2, mate.
In a McLaren sort of MCL 36, the race where we were closest on race pace was Zandvoort. It was indeed. It was indeed.
Does this car have the same DNA as that car? That's the question, Alex.
We don't really want that, do we? F1 Nation says, I don't think Red Bull will dominate as long as Mercedes. I think McLaren or Aston Martin could be the next to dominate team. I ain't putting anything past Red Bull. I'm sorry. and Aston Martin, you can get the hell out of here. I don't believe in them. I'll keep
Spiker dominating F1. You know, get out of here, man. Don't piss me off.
Oh, wow,
Jordan, Jordan F1 running dominating F1. Please be serious.
Do you watch Eddie Jordan and Coulthard's thing? What is it called? Formula for Success or something like that. But
I saw clips of it. I haven't actually seen it.
It's so funny. Like, it's actually funny. Like, Eddie Jordan's got stories for days. This man got up to absolute skullduggery, bro. Absolute skullduggery.
He's a sick guy, man.
He's a sick guy, bro. I don't know how he lasted so long in Formula One. Z says, I genuinely can't believe how far we've come since Bahrain and Jeddah. Honestly, Z, Mahad was there in the flesh. He saw what that car looked like in Bahrain. Absolute shambles.
I risked heat stroke. Watch that thing pit stop 19 times.
And he fully repped, bro. He was in the papaya. You know what I'm saying? Repping. What?
That's fully repping.
Fully repping. We've come a long way. It will be cold, man. We're already cooking. Rain would be even better. It will be cold.
Oh, it's going to be cold temperature-wise. Woo! To hear that.
Man, Holland does not like...
If it's cold, that means that Mercedes is finished.
Yeah.
It's cold. They're done.
Mercedes.
They can't heat up their tires.
I'm to Mercedes, man. Mercedes are just... They're so, like... The funny thing with them is that it's just all dumb. Do you know what I mean? It's like it's just dumb from Mercedes. That's what I can say. Hey, it's raining on Friday. Just a heads up. Raining on Friday. Temperatures as low as 16 and 15 Saturday and Sunday.
Oh,
So
that's nasty. That's autumn weather, man. Even in the UK, we ain't got that. 16.
You know the ones. F1 Nation says, I don't think Oscar will win first. Oscar is great, but for now, Lando is more consistent and a little bit better. Well,
if the win's on the line, it's between Oscar and Lando. Lando's going to rip his head off.
Oh, that's the thing. Like, yeah.
Oscar, that's pull up and crash. He said, that's a crashing situation. Lando's going to crash into man. He's not going to allow it. He said, if I don't win, we're not winning.
No freaking way. I think you've frozen up again. I don't know what's happened there. What's it called? Uzair says, hey, folks. We will watch the whole stream afterwards. You're done.
Uzair, we need to have a chat because obviously he was a very negative McLaren fan.
We need to have a conversation.
The thing's turned around. I want to hear your thoughts on the turnaround.
We need to get him on the stream. We need to get him on for sure. At least between now and the end of the season. Amon says, Belgium would be so Mickey Mouse. That's obviously talking about one of the potential wins.
That would be the worst first win of all time.
Could have had. Listen, last 10 minutes. People have put their predictions in already. P1, P3s we're seeing there. Mahad, where are we qualifying this weekend? And positions for Oscar and Lando Norris. As whilst he's thinking on that, I'll give mine. Make sure you guys put yours in the comment section as well. And smash a damn like on the video, okay? Yeah, we are talking McLaren. We are back, ladies and gentlemen, back more than you know it. Don't be confused. This is not an Arsenal stream. It's not a football stream. I'm just coming fresh out of work, okay? But, your prediction in terms of qualifying. Juventus. You know, I was looking at that top and I recognize that. I don't know where or why.
Old school Juventus.
That's the Paul Pogba before United top. You know it was. Oh, that's mad.
Heritage. My screen froze.
Before you get there,
go on.
Alex is asking you. I need to know what's this Martin's agenda.
I don't want to be put on the spot here.
Oh, you doing okay?
Alex said that has the worst F2 takes of all time. Listen, I watch the junior series. Like I don't watch British F4 on ITV 1 million. I know about these guys from the jump, man.
Yeah.
I know the DNA of these drivers. I know Martins. And I decided I'm not selecting that stock, and there's a reason for that. That's all I've got to say, Alex.
Fair dues. Alex says P2, P4 for the McLaren boys. Talk to me, Mahad. Where are we qualifying? Are we in Q3? Are both cars in Q3?
I think both cars in Q3. Andreas stole my prediction.
Oh, here we go. Top 5, yeah?
That's my prediction. I think comfy top 5 for both cars, but I can't. I don't know, man. It really depends on Mercedes.
When people say top 5, I always wonder who's the odd person they're missing out. So let's just assume, like, what? Both Red Bulls are in there.
Both Red Bulls, both Mercedes.
So then who's?
But I think Russell finishes behind Oscar and Lando.
Oh, okay. So that's one. Okay. Interesting. At the very least, Oscar rates him.
Yeah, he's talking about Victor Martins. Martins. I'm here to tell you right now, I don't care.
We don't care. Both cars, P4 says Amon, P4 and P2. Max will not let anybody else win at his home race. I need that DNF, bro.
I need that Australia DNF. 2022 Australia DNF.
I need a DNF, man.
I need that engine smoking, man.
I need a DNF, man.
Even give me a Perez win, man. Restore the feeling, man.
You know what? Oscar and Lando are both better than George Russell, in my opinion. Oi.
I've been saying that for time still. Can't lie.
Oi.
Can't lie. I remember I got rushed on the timeline about 2 years ago for saying Lando's better than Leclerc.
Listen, only those.
I wonder if that would be the same if I said that again.
Only those that only knows that know will know. They know that.
What's Uzet saying?
Uzet saying that the turnaround has been encouraging to see. However, as I'm sure you know, I'm not the type to jump on the hype train straight away. I'm gonna see how the rest of the season goes. P2 to P5 in the World Drivers' Championship, Constructors' Championship. Sorry,
reserved man.
Oh, he's very reserved. He's Lando Norris. You know the ones there. So I don't think we're going to improve at all. I'm more interested to see who comes out on top in our team next year. So it's going to be a big discussion. That will be McLaren's main conversation next year. It will be, who's the better driver. That's
Oscar and Lando.
Yeah, it will be all over that. As you said, that they're better than Russell. It has to be fate. This Verstappen 9 in a row cannot be allowed.
Hey, do you know what the funniest one of his DNF would be? Leclerc, a fan, Max fan, whatever. What do they call themselves? Dutch Army, whatever. Throwing a flare and then hit the flare damaging his car.
Oh, lovely.
That'd be poetic.
Lovely. I said that 21 Baku puncher.
That puncher, and that was dangerous, man. Did anybody ever see that clip with Lando Norris when they saw him after that race?
No, what's the clip?
Lando Norris saw him, Max after that race. He said, "Yeah, don't crash it next time, mate."
Oh, flipping hell! he must have wanted to punch him up afterwards.
No, Max told him, "Fuck you."
Oh, well, of course I remember that. Of course I do. Of course I remember that. Oh my days. Leclerc fanboys will still attack you, but you would be speaking first.
There you go.
Absolutely. Hopefully Lando doesn't break any more trophies. Break them. I don't give a damn. Break them. It means, and if they are his, then at least he's got the trophy. We cannot give the MV1 fans this. We can't. No. I think that too. Lando and Oscar is better than Russell, but not by much. Russell has had a bad year.
Man are saying that Russell gets a good car and he starts moving mad.
Mm-hmm. Alex is on. Fate cannot have this. To be honest, I don't rate Vettel as highly, so I hope Verstappen beats the record. I think he's the better driver.
If Verstappen beats it, then what relevance does Vettel have?
I mean, still 4-time champion. Like he'll be there.
But I need Verstappen to beat that. I can't lie that.
He'll be there. I'm going to predict obviously a double points. A double Q3, and I'm also going to predict a double podium, bro. Bang!
Double podium straight away.
Double podium. 2 and 3.
I saw you on the stream. You put double podium last time. It looked nuts.
Yeah.
It's smart, man.
Bro, every time we go on last lap, we're getting murked, bro. It's like, allow it, man.
I'm not going on there anymore, man. Every time I went on there in Saudi. Then both of us went on there in Spain. We got cooked, man. Lap, man.
I was ready to talk tough. Like I came into that race weekend and I was like, I'm going to hold it because I was going to call out people. I'll hold it for after the race. These times, our race smelled.
Put me on the stream with Cam.
Exactly.
Put me on the stream with Cam.
Vettel is the youngest world champion blood. You know what I'm saying? So Vettel still has that to the name.
Yeah, don't worry. When our McLaren Junior Hugo, when he comes through, the youngest world champion.
Now you're talking. Guys, do us a favor. Make sure you smash a like on this video. 100%. Yeah, we have to make sure we get the views up and make sure we get more subscriptions on the channel. F1 Nation says, I think it will be another Lando, Max, and Hamilton podium. I'll take that. Don't go on the last lap, I beg. Yeah, we ain't scheduled for this weekend. Let me tell you that right now. So
we're not scheduled. We won't be there this weekend. Please.
Hopefully, it's a clean
It's a curse
weekend.
right now.
That's what I need, though. I need no contact, bruv. Leave my drivers alone. Yeah. When Oscar got hit in Belgium, I was fuming. I was like, this. He was the talk of the weekend. Man. He was the talk.
Why do you think Sainz is my least favorite McLaren driver? I don't like that guy.
Sainz tried to come talk bad to Oscar. I'm thinking, nah, allow me. Even after the review, you're still talking. Nah, you need to allow it. Sainz is your least favorite McLaren driver.
What did Uzair say? Uzair said, did he say something like he's the worst McLaren? No, who knows?
He said he's the worst Ferrari driver. I think he said
he's the worst Ferrari driver of all time.
Listen, we've had Heikki Kovalainen, okay?
Who's worse, Heikki Kovalainen or Sainz? Sainz got a podium. Heikki Kovalainen got a podium.
So what? Like,
got a win.
Who?
Kovalainen got a win, man.
When did he win?
Oh, you don't remember?
For McLaren?
Jammiest win ever, man.
Nah, allow me.
Please, man.
Oh, yeah, he said he's the worst driver in the last 30 years. And this is hilarious, man. I don't want to laugh. Carlos catching these strays for no reason, whatsoever. I remember on the last lap in Monaco, you said McLaren would return to the top and everyone laughed. They all laughed at me.
Wait. Who was on the last? When was that? Who was on last lap? You?
I don't know. Monaco. Was I?
I remember saying it that we're coming back. I've said it bare times, and then look, everybody laughed at me. I was getting ratioed.
At the start of the season, I remember being like, yeah, don't watch that. We were here last year. Yeah, early doors, like when Cameron was on, it was like a podcast. I don't think it was a live
stream. This is Christmas time. This is like over the off season. We said, yeah, it's going to be bad at the beginning, but we'll be back.
Yeah,
during the season.
I think it was even after Bahrain. It was like after Bahrain, even after Saudi. It was like, look, lads, we were here last year, innit? We were here this time last year, and we did all right. But listen, it's hilarious. TSJ says,
I remember Kovalainen winning because something happened to Massa, and he had to box.
I think someone's mentioned it here. Hungary 2008.
I remember. From what I remember,
Hamilton puncture and engine failure. Sainz is my least favorite McLaren driver as well, says TSJ. Awesome. Oh boy, Sainz is catching these bullets. That was a full-time driver, that is.
Yeah, Hungary 2008. That was shit. I felt so bad for Massa. Massa should have won that. Should win the championship. Hamilton would have won the championship. But Heikki's getting the points. That was so stupid. 2008.
2008 and then 2007, 22 Silverstone are both fraudulent wins. So what? Sainz and Silverstone win. It's mad.
Sainz. All right, let's leave Sainz alone, man.
Sainz is just catching these bullets like he's not forming. The thing is, he drives a Ferrari right now, so he has to hold that corn whilst he's a Ferrari driver. In all honesty, man. But yeah, listen, we're back, boy. We're back, man. Zandvoort this weekend. Hey, question: is it on Channel 4 this weekend? You know, I still ain't got Sky or nothing like that, bro. I'm still having to hang on, blood. I'm still having to hang on.
Channel 4 only show British Grand Prix live, innit?
Oh, don't lie, because I've been watching hella highlights, bro. You know, like at 8 p.m.
Yeah, that's what I've been doing because I've been out and about, innit? So this weekend should be the first live.
You're telling me the only live Grand Prix on Channel 4 is the British Grand Prix? Now these men are frauds.
No, it's true. I think it is. These men are
frauds.
And then there was they randomly showed what did they call it? AD21. Remember?
Yeah, all of a sudden. Yeah, all of a sudden. Oh my god. Massa really going for court for his money. Hey, do you see this? Hey, Massa, said I want 10 million, blood. So don't reverse the title.
Somebody said Matthew was after Massa. It was money.
That's why it's so Yo, this guy is moving mad. I ain't gonna lie, bro. Like, how many years later though? Like how many? Now you see what? Yeah, it was there. You see this? Yeah. Like I trying it, yeah. What was I watching? Like I was trying to do. Like I was watching. I tried to watch. I think I was watching that Man City Burnley, and it was just giving me grief. Like all the pop up. It's grief. It's grief. Like
I just need F1 TV, but the UK want to move like jokers.
The UK one is a farce, man.
Like,
Yeah,
F1 TV. Look, I've seen the. Is there you're snitching yourself? What's going on here, bro?
Yeah, you know. Nate,
Feds are watching.
He's got that NordVPN, bro. Don't watch that, bro. He's got that NordVPN.
I think he's in Venezuela, man.
They're looking for him abroad. Lando defending Lewis on hards for the win at Silverstone.
That's only if Max Verstappen didn't exist. That would have been the coldest race finish.
So we need to ban Red Bull right now. All right, people. We will be back next week. Next Tuesday, we'll be back 7 p.m. UK time, where we'll be discussing that double podium. Yeah, that race win. Let's manifest these things. Yeah, the race win, the double podium, the whatever.
I need Vettel and Just Stop Oil to stop Max Verstappen winning. I say that.
I like the protesters need to come out now, bro. Now. Big out everyone though. Shout out to Zay, says, "Yep. Thanks for watching." I said we need a race watch along. Yo, that might have to, you know what I'm saying? It depends. Might be a thing, you know. You see the thing with race weekends, they're so sketchy on a Sunday. Like, to get everything right in place. Like, it's funny, isn't it? Because sometimes it's like, oh, I can't make it because of this. I can't watch it like because of that. So it's interesting. We should though. We should though.
I've missed how many races in a row now live. It's pissing me off.
Nate, bro, you need to hook me up. Let's have a conversation. You need to hook me up. I might have to do that. Bro.
Nate, we're not gonna have a conversation.
That's legit, isn't it? It's doing that. Just get the VPN and switch. You know what I'm saying? Get the champagne ready. Alex is saying, get it ready. It's on ice.
We'll be there.
You know what I'm saying?
Positive weekend, man. Guess what? No long straights.
No long straights. Shout out to Drea. We're back. Yes, indeed. Can't wait for the weekend. You and me both. Bye, guys. Let's hope for a good race. Absolutely. Big Fact says Nate. No time for watch alongs. I'm busy watching live timings.
You would watch live timings over us, Drea. Ridiculous.
Listen, when you're dedicated to this, man, you know what I'm saying? You got to watch them times, yeah? You're dedicated. Guys, we will see you back next week. Any last words, Mahad, before we bounce?
We might win. We might.
Listen, we might.
Zandvoort, we might win.
Let's get the papaya army in the orange land.
I'm gonna say it's a 47% chance we could win tourists.
Woo, 47. Interesting. All right. Until next week, tune in. Make sure, yeah. Great live. Can't wait for the provisional poll for 3 seconds. On that note, we are out.
Peace.